Well, hello and welcome back, my body language buddies. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the body language guy, and we have episode 3 today. I'm numbering these episodes. I'm planning on doing these live streams with some frequency. I don't know if I can do them every day from Monday to Friday, but I will do my best to do that. Here are on the Royal Rogue, not only here, but also in my locals community that you can join with the link in the description for my exclusive videos. And today we have 3 topics. These live streams are going to be around 3 topics for the time being, and will be around 40 or 50 minutes. If you don't like to, or you don't like the longer watch, the 1 hour watch of the live streams, you can always opt for watching every single topic by itself the next day on as independent clips. Okay, it will be like 3 15-minute clips. So if you like the live streams, you know that at night I will be live for you. And if you like the clips, if you prefer to watch every topic on your own time, you can go ahead and you will be able to do that the next day of every live stream. Happy Valentine's Day to you all, and we are ready to begin now with our first topic. Let's start with our first topic, that is the Alex Murdaugh's case. And that video, this video that I have here, shared by Nerdy Addict on Twitter, bodycam footage shows police arriving at Alex Murdaugh's home after his wife and son were killed on June 7, 2021. Some of the footage was redacted by the court, but this clip is the one that we have to see, because the case in well, if you're not aware, I'm gonna read briefly 20 seconds about this case. Alex Murdaugh, the once powerful scion of a South Carolina legal dynasty, is on trial for the slayings of his wife and son. Prosecutors say Alex gunned down 52-year-old Maggie Murdaugh and their troubled 22-year-old son Paul on June 7, 2021. The Murdaughs, a prominent Democratic family, wielded enormous judicial and political power for nearly a century. But the family's dominance began to wane after Paul, the son, was criminally charged for a deadly 2019 boat wreck that triggered a series of lawsuits and threatened to expose his father's financial schemes. That's what we know. If you go for the complete timeline of Alex Murdaugh's case, well, that has everything. I already mentioned this. It has like for 3 Netflix documentaries between grifts and all kind of things happening around here. Maybe at some point I will do a complete timeline. Maybe I will do that. But for the time being, we're going to jump into this video. This is the video that right at the moment the police arriving to the crime scene and meeting him. So I'm going to play it first from beginning to end. And I'm going to play it from beginning to end. And then we're going to review it.
They are dead, aren't they?
Just turn all those up.
Yes, that's what it looks like.
All dead. Where are you now? All right. Yeah, the police are here now. The police are here now.
Affirmative.
That's my brother.
Okay. When was the last time you were here with them? Or talked to them or anything like that?
It was earlier tonight. I don't know the exact time, but
Okay.
I left. I was probably gone an hour and a half from my mom's, and I saw them about 45 minutes before that.
Okay.
I rode around with Paul for 2 hours this afternoon in the pickup truck.
That's your son, Paul? Okay.
Somebody go and check them.
Yes, sir. They've already checked them.
They did check them?
Yes, sir.
It's official that they're dead?
Yes, sir. That's what it looks like.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
I'm very sorry. Gotta call her parents.
What's her name?
Her name is Maggie Murdaugh. Margaret Brandstetter Murdaugh. How you doing?
What's her birthday?
Okay, I'm gonna pause in here. I'm gonna pause here just to review the last line that he, yeah, he actually was sobbing, and someone crossed his line of sight, and he just went like, "Hey, how you doing?" He went full joy from friends.
How you doing?
How are you doing? But we're gonna go to the beginning. Let's go to the beginning. So he's in distress. The police arrives. I see that his facial expression, the one that you're seeing right here, let me activate. I'm going to activate quickly my cursor. So it's fair to point out, okay, this facial expression, his facial expression usually is like that. It's very much like that. So it's a bit hard to tell if he was really sad or distressed, because he has this slight turning of the inner eyebrows upwards. That is part of his baseline. So it was a bit hard to confirm that he was actually distressed. Now, we cannot repeat this over and over again. We cannot really know how would be how could we react in a situation like this. So everybody could react in different ways, but we can also say that some attitudes, some behaviors can be suspicious, like the one that I'm gonna show you right here. Okay, I have to say this. I usually don't say this, but the crying and the sobbing looks and sounds absolutely fake. I'm not someone that takes this kind of things like easily, but no, this man is actually forcing that sobbing. He is not actually forcing that sobbing, and I'm gonna tell you. And there's one way to confirm that: when he talks, when he speaks.
Where are you now? All right. Yeah, the police are here now. The police are here now.
Okay, when he says the police are here now, his voice breaks a bit. That is consistent with someone that is distressed at that moment. But let's see what happens next.
Here now. That's my brother.
Okay. When was the last time you were here with them? Or talked to them or anything like that?
It was earlier tonight.
Okay, when he says it was earlier tonight, his voice is not breaking anymore. It broke when he was saying that he was talking to his brother, but when he's talking about the last time he saw or he spoke to his wife and to his son, his voice doesn't break. That is just something to consider. That is a bit of a red flag.
It was earlier tonight. I don't know the exact time, but
Okay.
I left. I was probably gone an hour and a half from my mom's, and I saw them about 45 minutes before that.
His voice is not breaking. And as you can see, as I was telling you, he doesn't really have a sad expression, but his expression is like the one that you're seeing. I would not be that suspicious. I don't think this would be that suspicious that he has this face. That's his usual, that his baseline. So, in other words, my opinion is that there is nothing to see in these 2 or 3 seconds that he is talking. But let's move on.
Okay.
I rode around with Paul for 2 hours this afternoon in the pickup truck.
That's your son, Paul? Okay.
The way he talks about previous events sounds also consistent. I rode around with Paul for 2 hours this afternoon and in a pickup truck. That sounds about the way that you will describe something very succinct, very short, and to the point. I think that is the way that one will describe that.
I was this afternoon in the pickup truck.
That's your son, Paul? Okay.
Somebody going to check them?
Yes, sir. They've already checked them.
They did check them?
Yes, sir.
This is official that they're dead?
Yes, sir. That's what it looks like.
I don't know, but I have a very bad feeling when he begins to ask repeatedly if they checked them. They checked them. And regardless that we can say, how do you react in a moment like this? I usually mean in terms of your body language and behavior, but words are a different thing. Yeah, you could be in a state of shock, but I think the way he asks for confirmation that his wife and his son are dead, it's a bit impersonal. It's my opinion. Maybe you have another opinion, but did you check? Did you, like you were checking? I don't know. It sounds quite impersonal.
Okay.
I rode around with Paul for 2 hours this afternoon in the pickup truck.
That's your son, Paul? Okay.
Somebody going to check them?
Yes, sir. They've already checked them.
They did check them?
Yes, sir.
This is official that they're dead?
Yes, sir. That's what it looks like.
Notice there is also this detail. When he gets the confirmation that they are dead, you really don't see any reaction. You can expect he's asking, did you check them? Can we confirm that they are dead? Which in itself, it's a bit strange. Did you check? Did you check? But when he confirms that, he gets the confirmation, he has no reaction.
So that they're dead?
Yes, sir. That's what it looks like.
It's just the same sobbing. There's no change in reaction. You can expect that there's anything different from what he's showing to that point. I saw this as the biggest red flag. You expect some kind of reaction because you have the confirmation that your wife and your son are dead. So having no reaction under those circumstances is extremely odd. I mean, you can have different reactions. Many people can have different reactions or people can react differently to that event. But no reaction to that confirmation, it's the thing that is odd. But I would like to know what is your opinion on this.
I'm sorry.
No. You're fine.
I'm very sorry. Gotta call her parents.
What's her name?
Her name is Maggie Murdaugh. Margaret Brandstetter Murdaugh. How you doing?
Yeah, he names his wife. He gives the name of his wife to the officer, and someone comes along and he just nods saying, "How are you doing?" This is the craziest thing. Even if you're an empath, you should be in such a state of shock that you're not processing what is around you. That it's something that just doesn't match. Again, every person could react differently, but there are things that just doesn't make sense. We could be desperate. We could be, in many ways, in a state of shock. But you don't just flip from your state of shock. You greet someone and you come back to your state of shock. That doesn't work like that. So That's one of the red flags. The non-reaction here after he confirms that his wife and his son are dead. And, well, the voice breaking at the start of the video, before beginning to talk with the police officers, before all the confirmation, it just doesn't make sense. It's a huge red flag.
Where are you now? All right. Yeah, the police are here now. The police are here now.
Affirmative.
That's my brother.
Okay.
Again, in the rest, talking about his body language, we don't have enough information about body movement, his trajectory, the way he covers himself with his arms. I would not make any guesses in here. I think that will be fairly normal. If we watch it without sound, I always recommend that you watch videos without sound. I don't see any odd with his body language, and it's quite random the way he covers himself with his arms. I don't see any pattern. I don't see that is the problem. You don't see any change of pattern or reaction from talking to his brother to the confirmation of the deaths to beginning to give the details. Rather odd. In this case, the non-reaction is what is strange. But as usual, I would like to know, what do you think about this in the comments? This is not the last time I will be reviewing this case. As I'm telling you, there's an ongoing trial. And if you have any other clues about this case, please send me those clues. Tag me on Twitter. There's my Twitter, Kinesics. And that is the easiest way to tag me on any clips or any videos that you can have for me to analyze. Maybe I will not follow the entire trial, which is too long, but I could take a look at any concrete clips, specific clips like this one. Either way, I will be following this case to whatever happens, and I will let you know in upcoming episodes. Moving on, I want to comment that my complete guide on facial microexpressions, how to read someone's face, it's at 70% off. And you have a link in the description of this video to seize that 70% right now. It's a complete guide that I've developed over, well, many years, and it will be yours right now if you just visit the link in the description. Moving on to our next topic of today. I have quite a hard time trying to pronounce this man's last name. But I have a tiny note here. Was a bit hard. Pete Buttigieg, I think it's that, right? Pete Buttigieg. We have this insane, we have to talk about the insane accident that happened in Ohio 1 week ago. Thanks to Kenny Coa the Great on Twitter, we have this thread, photos, videos, and news reports about the train derailment, so you understand what is this about. Train derailment and toxic chemical release in East Palestine, Ohio. By the way, this is being silenced everywhere on the mainstream media. You will not find this on CNN. Go look for this accident on CNN. Nothing. You will find nothing. This is being completely silenced. This may be the largest environmental disaster in U.S. history. You're looking at a toxic cocktail of deadly chemicals purposefully being burned off in East Palestine after a train derailment. Authorities burned off vinyl chloride, which is toxic and carcinogenic, and release harmful and dangerous hydrogen, chloride, and phosgene into the air. This is absolutely terrible. This has a huge contamination of water, of the air. We are looking at, a total disaster that could reach the Mississippi River. The vinyl chloride burn occurred near the Ohio River, which flows directly into the Mississippi River. thousands of farms may be affected by this. The EPA sent a letter to the rail company that they found many other toxic chemicals in there. We basically nuked a town with chemicals so we could get a railroad open. This is devastating. Already, there have been reports of animals dead on the rivers, on chickens dead. Well, it's absolutely terrible. And this is the reaction of the Secretary of Transportation of the United States. Buttigieg made no mention of the Ohio train derailment while speaking at a conference this morning, but did find the time to say that there are too many white people who work construction. Yeah, this is basically Ohio Chernobyl, Miranda. Yeah, I agree with you with that hashtag. It's like a Chernobyl. And I think much worse because at least in Chernobyl, they knew that they had to just run for their lives. But in this case, they're telling people, you can go back. There's no problem in here. And no, this is much more serious than they're trying to make it seem. So I think this is much more dangerous, and the repercussions for years are going to be devastating. And we have then Buttigieg talking about too many people who work on construction. And these are his words. This is the clip. I'm going to play it, and you tell me what do you see on his body language with all these pressing matters over him, how he talks, how he has this virtue signaling. He tries to do this virtue signaling instead of talking about the matters at hand.
To work with your contractors, to work with your community colleges on building a workforce that reflects the community. We have heard way too many stories from generations past of infrastructure where you got a neighborhood, often a neighborhood of color, that finally sees the project come to them, but everyone in the hard hats on that project looking like, doing the good paying jobs, don't look like they came from anywhere near the neighborhood.
Right.
You can build community wealth that will help close wealth gaps in this country if we can tear down those barriers. But that happens at the delivery level.
You see, there's a lot of body language that looks like cardboard, what I call cardboard body language, and very rehearsed gestures, very measured gestures. He's been very controlled about his gestures, and he absolutely sounds like a politician. It's funny, but it doesn't matter if the politician is from the USA or is from the UK or Canada or Venezuela. It doesn't matter. They sound the same. Why? Because they practice the same gestures one over and over again. There is no spontaneity in what they say. That's why we just cannot trust them just from a body language perspective. But there's also that smug face, that duping delight, that he must be thinking, specifically at this moment, at the end of this statement. He's talking about that there's too many white contractors in construction, that there should be more black people working on these constructions, that he's like mocking at the same time. It's a mocking gesture. And it's not something that he does all the time. I already checked his body language baseline. It's not something that he does all the time, but it's something that he's displaying right now. He's expecting. The problem with virtue signaling, I'm going to tell you what is the problem. The problem with virtue signaling, it's a version of what we see with professional victims. And you know that we are, in this channel, we are already specialists in the topic of professional victims, is that if you attack them or criticize them, they will tell you that you're racist, that you're a bigot, that you're insensitive, that how dare you, over and over again, because they are doing something. They're speaking for this black community, and you are attacking them. You are the problem. They are going to tell you that. That is some sort, it's like the victim mentality, but in this case, it's not victim mentality, but it's trying to be a social justice warrior. Look at me. I'm so progressive. I'm focused on what matters. And it's like we have this all these silly things. Then you go to ChatGPT, which is the artificial intelligence craze. You go to ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT about this trouble, this artificial intelligence. You propose the problem of nuclear meltdown, and you can prevent the nuclear meltdown only with a racial slur. And no, it will not say any racial slur and prevent tens of millions of deaths because, it's absolutely woke. ChatGPT is absolutely woke. Not that I'm okay with racial slurs, but you see that not only ChatGPT, but this kind of speeches are programmed so they get shielded from any attacks. They get shielded from any criticize. So that's the basis of it all. That's why he talks about these topics that, okay, I can understand. Black communities, as all communities, have to be supported, have to be need opportunities as every community out there. That is a fact. I am not against that. I think nobody is against that. But you know that there are priorities, like there will be no community if the rivers and the air and the soil are destroyed by this catastrophe. So you see in that body language, the same frequency, moving his hand, moving his head. Notice that politicians usually talk nodding. That is a neuro-linguistic programming cue that they're trying to force you into, okay, nodding with them. That is a thing. That is something that you do to make people agree with you. And yes, it's politics stuff. Politics stuff. I would pay good money to really know what is going through his head at this moment, because he knows for a fact that he's not addressing the most pressing problem. He knows for a fact that the mainstream media is hiding this event, this catastrophe, and he is in charge of this, as he was in charge of the glitch, right, or hack? I don't know, the glitch or hack that suspended every commercial flight in the United States some weeks ago. You remember that, right? And everything that has happened, that's happening now with UFOs, right? OVNIs, and that kind of stuff. And what can it tell you? I really don't like politicians. I could be a bit biased here, but if you like politicians, well, I cannot do anything about it. I really can't trust any of them. And I know, and you know, how their body language projects and doesn't project what it has to be said, has to be talked about, has to be covered. And this is not the way. This is that Smug have been, proud, really proud of what he's saying. I sometimes ask myself the question: do these people drink their own Kool-Aid? Do they drink their own Kool-Aid? Do they truly believe, or they are just laughing inside of whatever they are saying and people are buying it? I don't know. That will be interesting. It's not that their responsibility will be different in each case, but that will be interesting to have a real conversation. There's one way to know when there's a real debate, but you know that these people do never go on real debates. And they make sure that every person that asks questions in these press conferences are in the rules, are vetoed, are approved before making any kind of question. And even someone asks an uncomfortable questions, We already seen that all the ways that not only a politician, but a celebrity can avoid a question or answer a question indirectly or answer a question with a non-answer. They answer the question, but information that has absolutely nothing to do with that. Yes, this can be covered up in so many ways, but in the times of social media, I don't know how much the mainstream social media channels will cover this up, but in Twitter, it's just exploding. It's just exploding, and it's obscene how the mainstream media are complicit in covering this up. No other way around that. That is disgusting. No other way. Read your comments, and thanks for being here, my body language buddies. I'm enjoying this. I would like to know, what do you think about this episodes, these live episodes? I try to make them as dynamic as possible. I try to keep an eye on your comments too. Yeah, there is a complete media blackout. Why are more people not watching this live? Well, this live, right now, we're going live through YouTube, Rumble, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. I think I don't know if even Twitch. I'm going through Twitch right now, but yes, the counter, especially in YouTube, is surprisingly low. Even if I know that so many people should have get this notification, and so many of you like my live streams. I don't know why so few people watch these lives. I know that there are gonna be people that disagree in the comments, and that is fine. I invite you to disagree with my observations. I invite you to disagree with my insights, as long as you do it in a respectful manner. I think we can all have a platform to express our opinions and express, what is going on, as long as we do it with respect. If not, literally makes my head want to blow. I'm so angry. That happens to me as well, because it's basically killing people. There's no other way. There's not other way to sugarcoat this. In case you know that these topics I'm going to talk about, before we go to the next topic, I would like to talk briefly about the fact that you have known me mainly from my YouTube channel. And you know that YouTube is a bit, maybe it doesn't like certain topics. And my topics have been a bit uncomfortable lately for YouTube. I love YouTube, I have to say that. And I'm very thankful to YouTube for many things. There's my 100,000 plague. I always have that in the background. But we have to be clear about this. One needs to be on Rumble, of course. And you can also join my locals community. You can find my locals community link in the description of this video. On my locals community, I will be, if anything happens, I will be doing live streams there, private live streams that we can talk there, whatever we want, about whatever we want in the way that we want. Okay, there will be absolutely no problem. And there is also my 100 body language tips in the link in the description to join my newsletter and be in touch with me. I'm telling all this because you know that my topics used to be really vanilla. In the past, I usually talk about the Harkles, Meghan and Harry, and the royal family. But once my channels splitted, this is the new body language guy. We're gonna have it these episodes, maybe 3, 4, 5 a week. And the clips, these condensed clips, you will have them individually the next day for you to watch. I'm really thankful of every single body language buddy right here, right now. Let's go to the our third topic, or last topic. You know, third topic is gonna be a bit more laid back, a bit more fun, just to have general observations. maybe talk about a bit about, well, what is going socially in the world at this moment, which is also important, and well, some kind of insights on human psyche and behavior that could be useful, and of course, in a fun and entertaining manner. And I have this clip from Chelsea Handler. I have to say something about Chelsea. I don't find her that much funny. I've never found her that much funny, but I don't find her it's like I don't feel absolutely anything about her jokes. Let's put that this way, okay? I don't feel anything about her jokes. Yes, she's a comedian somehow, and she earns a living by being a comedian. And she posted this on her TikTok. I don't know if it was her TikTok or Instagram. And this is the day in the life of a childless woman. And I have a couple things to say
This is a day
her.
in the life of a childless woman. I wake up at 6 a.m. I remember that I have no kids to take to school, so I take an edible, masturbate, and go back to sleep. I wake up at 12:30 p.m. and get ready for a busy day of doing whatever the I feel like. I put on my most impractical and stylish shoes since I won't be chasing a child around the grocery store. I go to my fave spot in Paris to grab a croissant. I do a meditation sesh on the plane since I have no screaming kids, allowing me all the time in the world to become enlightened. The weightlessness of my existence has granted me superhuman powers. I teleport myself back home, then I get ready for a night out with whatever hot guy I met on Raya that morning. I call up a babysitter and tell her that I don't need her since I still don't have kids. Now it's time for a workout, so I hit Mount Everest for a quick climb. I invent a time machine, go back in time, and kill Hitler. Freeze, you bastard! It's amazing what you can do when you have this much free time. And that's a day in the life of a childless woman.
All right. All right. I have like 5 minutes on mute. Oh my God. This is so embarrassing. So I'm going to start my rambling from the beginning. Okay. Yes. Oh my God. I'm going to tell you something. This is a lesson for me, for this technology. I always remember my first live. Yeah, I'm still talking about this. I have to laugh at this. My first live, I was sweating like the guy from Airplane. Like, yes, I was sweating like the guy from Airplane. I'm gonna go wrong with this. And I have no technology, just a camera. It was my phone, and I was talking to you, and that was it. It was 4 hours. My first live was 4 hours. And I know many of you might have gone by now. Please come back. This is so embarrassing, but I had to tell you. Since that first live, I have screwed so many lives in so many ways. I have to make this pause here. I have to talk about this. I have screwed so many lives. I screwed one locals live last Saturday, big time, thanks to technology. I apologize. And I was not looking at your comments and whatever. But it's thanks to your comments, I realized that I was on mute. Thank you. But I've screwed so many lives, and I'm glad that I always receive 1 or 2 emails the next day and say, Jesus, I'm grateful that you screw your lives in such a way that I'm living proof that you have to go for it, that you have to just, it doesn't matter if you screw a life or say something inappropriate live or talk on mute for 5 minutes. We're glad that it was 5 minutes and not 2 hours, right? 2 hours. No, I'm gonna be, well, I have to tell you, I am not that embarrassed that I could have been like 2 years ago. 2 years ago, you saw me, but you can still see my first live, 4 hours. I was like a shirt, just a blue shirt, and I was just sweating. I couldn't stand this. But this is something I want to tell you. Not only if you want to create your YouTube channel or you want to talk to a camera, you are about to do something that makes you nervous, go for it. It doesn't matter. Go for it. Like I remember this exercise from Tim Ferriss. Tim Ferriss has this exercise so you can get used to making a fool of yourself. And this exercise is the best exercise that I can give you, or Tim Ferriss can give you. And it's go to a supermarket, any supermarket, preferably not in peak time and not many people. That has people, but not that many people. And you're going to go to the supermarket at the front when there's the cashiers and stuff, and you're going to lie on the ground. Just sit down and lie on the ground. Lie down. On the floor. Sorry, the floor is the word. Lie down on the floor. That's it. 30 seconds, 40 seconds. Yeah, people are going to look at you like you're insane or something happened to you or you are, well, just another day at Walmart or whatever. But yes, that is one of the things that we have to get used to that. To know that embarrassment is much better than not have tried at all. I make this intermission because, yeah, it's something that we have to get used to, something that I had to get used to. So coming back to the topic of Chelsea Handler, where was I? Where was I when I was talking about this? I was talking, to summarize, I don't want this to be, I lost 5 minutes, my mistake. This is not going to be more than 1 hour. My my summary of this is that everybody has the right to decide. Your intuition is very good. Your gut is very good to realize what is good for you. Okay, that is undeniable. That is undeniable. You might have people telling you that you gotta have children. You need to have children, and they have a very, very good point. And I can understand that it's a very good point. And there's also a very good point about the people that tell you that it's okay to not have children, because let's be honest, my body language buddies, some people do not deserve to have children. It's not worth it. No, it's better. The world would be better if they decided not to have children. Their children would have better if they had not existed. I have to say that, and I'm not talking about the A word. I'm talking about people that think about not having children and are pressured into having children. So it's always important to listen to your intuition. What is good for you? What is better to you? Maybe in your values, which I talk about them over and over again, you don't feel the need to parenthood. But that's okay. Maybe you have other values. That's okay. And people say that, she's gonna die alone. The problem with this is that I was telling you that I take humor very seriously. And in this case, for me, I would like to know, who is this joke for? I was telling you that I find Dave Chappelle very amusing, very funny, because he speaks the truth, and in a raw way that all you can do is, well, you either get really offended or you just burst in laughter. And I burst in laughter with Dave Chappelle because he tells the truth. But in this case, I would like to know, who is this joke for? So if this is for women who don't have children, because it's a parody, right? That's why she, basically travels back in time at the end to kill Hitler. That's a parody. Then she is mocking the people who don't have children, right? She's actually mocking them. That is what I don't understand. Or maybe they don't get offended. That will be great. That will be awesome. If someone in this era doesn't get offended with some kind of joke, I will be glad to know that, to confirm that someone doesn't get offended with humor. But what about people with children? I don't know. Do you think people with children will find it this funny? I don't know. I think the people who reacted first, I think this was made also by some sort of trying to spark a reaction in people. Oh, massive cope, etc., etc. You know that those reactions of massive cope. This woman is gonna die alone. Look at her expression of she is not good. She is not feeling well. Whatever. A cat lady and etc. You might guess that is from people with children, which obviously did not find this funny. So if either party did not find this funny, then who was this joke for? That is my question. I always want, I try to put my part into finding the why and what's behind a joke. I really tried, but I couldn't get the joke. Okay, it's a parody. And there's one thing, of course, the fact that Chelsea doesn't have children makes that the more bizarre. Because if she doesn't have children, making a parody of not having children, I don't know, that it's a bit of a contradiction in there, right? Okay, it's like yes, she's trying to trigger a reaction in people that do have children. So I'm trying to make some kind of analysis here. I'm just thinking out loud. I love this is not just attacking her. I'm tired of my shows looking like I'm attacking people. I just want to make sense of things. And sometimes we can see a lousy joke and learn something from that and just make questions. Sometimes we just have questions. Why did she make this joke? Because in this case, it's Chelsea Handler, and maybe we don't care about Chelsea Handler. Nothing personal, okay? But in your case, might be a person next to you or a person close to you that begins with some kind of jokes or some kind of trying to be funny. And well, it's better if you ask the question, what's the intention behind that joke? Because people most of the time make some kind of jokes that could be triggering for a reason. And the clues that I found here, and many people said that this is what made the most noise is since I have no screaming kids. It's like yes, the part of the screaming kids is it's like, yeah, it sounds like cope. That part sounds like cope. She could have landed the parody the exact same way without saying screaming kids. As anybody who knows, you know that kids do not scream on flights. They cry on flights. I'm also joking, of course. They could also scream, but you know that I don't know. I think I'm invulnerable to crying kids everywhere. And you can also have your headphones, your noise canceling headphones technology to do all that. So I'm just asking questions that could be interesting to know what does she wanted. I'm not saying that she has an agenda. I don't care if she is with the agenda. Don't care about that. Okay. But just asking questions and, well, knowing about your comments. And, well, I think it was more about my embarrassing moment of not having an audio than anything else. But let me know, what do you think about this, my body language buddies? So I'm telling you, I'm still learning the ropes with this technology. I'm trying to do my best to, be able to have you in these lives, be able to interact with you. Sometimes it's not easy. Sometimes I don't have all the technology on my side. Sometimes I don't have all the energy on my side. This time, I think at this time it's nice because I can use it to better fix my sleeping schedule that is all over the place. By the way, it's something that is almost normal lately, and it should not be normal. That should not be normal, having my sleeping schedule all over the place. We have 1 minute remaining. 1 minute remaining. What can I tell you? I'm still learning how to do this, trying to give you more production value every time, trying to give you more topics every time, and in the end, making something entertaining and valuable for you, and trying to have a good time. Hey, there's my cursor in there, just playing. My body language buddies, my name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the body language guy. And remember to join my locals community with the link in the description of this video. My 100 body language tips also for free, and join my newsletter in the description of this video. My 70% off my book on how to read emotions. Right here it is. It's 70% off with the link in the description too, and in the comments. As usual, remember, what are the most important words? What are the most important words? Much love and bliss. Take care, because I love you all. Bye-bye.